Hello, this is Kelly Jan, and I am an independent ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and I'm so glad that you are joining us this evening. Today, we are going to talk about hosting online parties. Our team has dabbled a little bit with online parties. They seem to have been pretty successful, not only as a way to reach out to new customers and ambassadors, but also to increase your network. So we're going to start talking about how to host an online party. Tabitha, many of you were invited by Tabitha and Barry and maybe Sorrel to have an online pajama party. So that's something that's a little bit different. So we're going to talk about that in a little while. But first, we're going to talk about hosting an online party. And you may have been invited to do what they call a catalog party with some other network marketing companies, whether it be, you're going to order dishes or fingernail coverings or something like that. People send out a traditional Facebook invitation normally to do that, and that is fine. But the only downside to that is once you say that you're not coming to the party or you decline the invitation, you no longer can see the party, you no longer see any of the posts, the comments. And so what I recommend is setting up a secret Facebook group for a party. And so here is how I reached out to some of my friends. Let me show you the graphic that I used. If you can see this on my phone or on my screen, what I did was I went through all of my prospects that had told me for one reason or another, yeah, they were interested in Plexus, but maybe they thought it cost too much or the timing wasn't right. So I sent each of them a private Facebook message that said, hey, how about I entice you with some free Plexus products? Would you be interested? I had several people that came back and said, sure, tell me about it. And then what you see on my screen is what I sent to them. And I will read out the special offer portion. It says, to kickstart your very own Plexus business, pay the annual membership fee of $34.95 prior to your party, and all commissions and new customers from your party go to you. What an easy way to launch a brand new business with the potential to achieve rank advancement and the corresponding bonus in one night. Now, I did this over a whole week. I didn't just do this in one night. And I did it sort of like the way that we do our 7-day challenges. So you can see this, host a Plexus party on Facebook. Just for hosting, you'll receive a free 3-day trial of Plexus Slim. And then we have it broken down by sales and the hostess rewards. So it's broken down $150 to $299. They get a 7-day supply of Plexus all the way up to a free 30-day supply, plus their choice of a 30-day supply of X Factor, Probio 5, or BioCleanse. Now you can choose to structure this however you want, but I did have about 5 different friends of mine who said, sure, I will host a party for you. So I'm going to actually show you one of the parties, how I had it set up on my Facebook page. So I called it Megan's Online Plexus Party. At first, I put this graphic, the pour it, shake it, drink it, and then I added Megan. So she was the only person that I added. And then I told her to go in and add as many friends as she wanted to in the party. And so I believe that Megan added around 95 people. So the very first post that you post in the group after everyone is added is going to be the post that the most people see, because it's the post that's going to be the first thing that comes across in that group. So you want to be, very cognizant of that and make sure that the first post they see is something impactful. So I'm actually going to play this for you. It's about a 1.5 to 2 minute video. So this is what I post in each of the Plexus parties that I hosted. Hi, my name is Kelly Jan, and I'm independent ambassador of Plexus Worldwide. And I would like to welcome this online group that is introduced to Plexus products. In the next couple of days, I will post testimonials and pictures and information about the individual products for your knowledge. And if you have any questions, please comment those in the group, and I'll be sure to get those answered for you. And when you're ready, try the Plexus products yourself. And So you can see what I shared. It was very short and sweet, and I would definitely recommend that if you are hosting a party with some of your friends, that you would do something similar for them. So that way, the very first thing they see is you. You're real. You're a real person. It's not salesy. You just talk about that you're going to share information with them over the next X amount of days. I wouldn't recommend doing it for longer than 7 days because I think that you start to lose people's interest, and you'll see that as we start looking at these posts, because I'm going to scroll up. You can see that 81 people of the 96 people that she added into the group watched this video. They saw it. The great thing, because there are less than 250 people that she added, if I click on this scene by, I can see all the people that actually looked at the video, which is super helpful. As you start to scroll up, you can see other things that I posted. The next thing was, darling, what a nutritionist thinks about Slim. You can see the sharp decrease in the number of people that are watching. So it went from 81 to 22. But again, I can look at those names and I can see who is consistently watching. I then posted some 7-day pictures. Again, 21 people. When it got back to me, the person who initially shared my picture, my video, it then jumps back up to 61. So you can start to see how the engagement ebbs and flows depending on what types of information you're sharing. This was one of the very first groups that I did, so I was really experimenting with it, but I wanted to make sure that I made it about me, that I made it about people that I knew. When I did this party, it was during the month of November, so we had some different promotional things going on through Plexus. I made sure that I made people aware of that. Free shipping. I talked about that Plexus was not just for women. I talked about the 3 ways to buy. I wanted to hit on all kinds of things. I threw in a 7-day challenge. Did anybody want to participate in that? I put in some videos that were actually made by Plexus and so on. I let this go on for, like I said, 7 days. And at the end of the Plexus party, if you will, I had an ending message that I typed out saying, hey, thanks so much for participating. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And then I sent a friend request to all 96 people that were in the group. From that, I got about 35 new friends. So now I have expanded my network. I also sent a private message. I have the ability to do that because they're in this group. I sent a private message to every single person that was in the group, personally thanking them for joining the group, asking them if they had any questions, and if it would be okay if I stayed in touch with them about Plexus. Now with Megan, she did try the product and she became a customer of mine. From the parties, I did have one person become an ambassador, and she didn't decide to become an ambassador until the very end. And she said, oh my gosh, I wish that all those customers could have been mine. And she had 4 or 5 customers that came as a result of it. And it was because of those customers that she was referring to me that she said, well, why am I not doing this? So for me, it was very successful. I had 5 different online parties back in the November, early December timeframe. I ended up adding over 300 new Facebook friends because of it. So when you talk about broadening your connections, this is a great, great, great way to do it, because now I have access to my friends' friends, and they're making this indirect introduction. They've seen me. I've built trust with them over that 7-day period. They do see me as a wealth of information about Plexus, and now they're going to continue to see my posts as time goes on. So that is everything that I wanted to share about having a Plexus online party. I do know that Brandon and Stacy both hosted online parties with their friends. So Brandon, I'll let you go first if you want to unmute and just share a little bit about what your experience was, and if you did maybe anything differently than I did, or if you have any other suggestions.
I didn't do anything differently. In fact, I used the same exact graphic that you used. I've held 3 of them, and out of those 3, I've signed 1 ambassador and 2 preferred customers. I always posted the videos by Ame Darling, and I always started with a video of myself, just like you did. And like you said, the audience kind of goes up and down depending on what you're posting. And at the end of it, I did. I went through and friend requested everyone that was in the room, in the group. Well, I won't say most of them. I'll say maybe half of them accepted my friend request. So the ones that did accept my friend request, I did reach out to them in a private message as well. So
very good. Now, did you know either one of the preferred customers or your ambassador prior to having the party?
One of the preferred, actually, I had a preferred customer already signed, and she held the first party. So the preferred customer came through that one. I didn't know her at all. The ambassador, I did know.
Okay. And do you think that her becoming or he becoming the ambassador was directly related to having the party?
Absolutely.
Because
it was
Thank you, Brandon.
I offered a 3-day trial for anybody that hosted, so she got the 3-day trial, and then the rest was history.
Very cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Stacey, do you want to unmute yourself and share a little bit? I know that you've had at least one party that you hosted as well.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, good. I did 2 online parties, I think. And I knew both the ladies that I did a party with. And I did a lot of the same stuff that you did. I didn't do a video, so that's a good idea. I want to do that. But I also, I think I got about 250 new friends
Wow.
from that. So I increased my network from those 2. And I got a couple of good leads, a couple of customers. So, you don't sell everyone, like you said, but it's definitely a way to broaden your network and get outside of your own circle.
Yeah, great. Well, and also remember, those parties are still open. So those aren't something that just go away unless people drop out of them. So every once in a while, if you want to, it's completely up to you, and I wouldn't do it without your friend's permission, but just go back in. If we ever have a coupon code or a new product come out or something, or you're running some type of special, or you're going to be hosting an opportunity meeting, go in that group and announce it. That's, again, another 80, 100, however many people that are going to see that announcement. So think about that as well.
Okay.
Thanks, Stacey. I'm going to pass it over to Tabitha. She and Barry hosted a online pajama party. So I want her to show some of the graphics. I think what I need to do is stop sharing my screen so that when Tabitha shares hers, you'll be able to see it. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. And Tabitha, I'm going to hand it over to you.
I'm going to try to share my screen here too. Can everybody hear me? Let's see. Kelly, can you hear me okay? Thumbs up. All right. So this is actually the place that I went to first. I was actually going through to try to find someplace something to do different than what Kelly had done before, not because I didn't think it was an awesome idea. I just was scouring for something different and new too. And
sure. I
ran across this YouTube video, and you can see here, it's the Butterfly Zoom Plexus Online Pajama Party. And this is one of the Diamonds, Lori Harrison. She had done a documentary on the lady that I ended up looking up and friending on Facebook to get their format for doing a pajama party. So unlike a week-long party, my pajama party, which this is the graphics that I created for it, my pajama party was for basically 1 hour. So everybody was on live, and I was providing all the content, and the other ambassadors that were on there, Barry and Sorrell were the other 2 main ambassadors that were really helping out. My mom was on there, going in, putting their personal testimonies and responding to their customers that were on there. And it was a lot of fun, but at the same time, it's a lot of content to do at one time. And the more people that are involved, the better it was. So just like with what you guys posted, the content does not stay in order. But what I did do on here is actually on my party, and you can see some of the posts that I did recently. Like this one was February 3rd, and that post was well after the party was over, but just something I thought that was interesting that people might be interested in. All of my posts were numbered. You guys can see that right here, that because they're numbered, anybody that maybe they missed that hour, they can go back through, and you can see also our comments right here. You know, people were commenting as we were going on. And then the posts that come up are basically when people have commented on them. So the post 16 here was great because this is where we got a lot of our feedback from other ambassadors on here so that everybody else could see what was going on with those ambassadors, and people were talking about it. They were seeing real people posting their responses, their updates. So it wasn't just me talking via the messages, which is great. And having a lot of ambassadors on this really made a huge difference just with the noise factor, if you will. Everybody was talking, somebody's going on. I was doing giveaways. And I've actually even had people that weren't on the call days later putting their name on one of the giveaways thinking that they were going to get something, which I thought was funny. I was like, it said 5 minutes. So not sure why they thought that 3 days later they were going to get a prize. But anyway, so, but that just shows that people were on there looking at the content, which I thought was great to see that. Now, what you're seeing on here, all these posts, I did not come up with them. That is a cool thing about One Plexus, because I was able to get a document, and I'll show you here. This is the Word document. And let me go back up here to the front of it. And this gives me a script for how to do everything, which is really cool. And this is what I got from the other Plexus ambassador that was hosting these calls and these meetings and these things, and getting this from her. Now, in order to keep it consistent, what I did, occasionally you'll see some graphics here on the first ones on my page. These are some of the early ones that I did ahead of time. But as we get down here to the actual numbered ones, in order to make this super, super simple, like you'll see post 2, post 3, there's no graphics in there. That's because I went in and I set up all my graphics to post on Facebook by number. So all I knew right as soon as I was posting which post to go in and grab that file and grab that image to go with it, which made it super, super easy. So I was just copying and pasting and grabbing the graphics and pushing it over. So it's really, I mean, an hour seems like a long time, but when you're putting all this content out there, it went by so fast. And everybody really, really enjoyed it. This was the graphic that I created to give to everybody to pass out, my family and friends, just something quick, and then had the date and the time, and then just told everybody to invite their friends and family, put them in. I asked my friends to put them in the group. I had a couple people that I specifically wanted to bring into the group as well. And just some people that I haven't talked to in a while, or people that, you know, I tossed them in there too, just for something fun to do. But Sorrel actually had, what did she send me a message? I'm going to let her talk for a second too. Because for me, when you're the one that's hosting the party and doing all the content, like it's just, you're in the mode. You're like 1, 2, 3, get it done, get it done, get it done, and then, you know, take a minute or so and see what's going on. But Sorrel and Barry were both actually just on the part, you know, they were able to respond to people. And Sorrel had told me, let me pull her up. She got 4 customers and 2 ambassadors, one that was a level 1 and one that was a level 2 out of the event. And I've got a couple customers possibly coming out of it myself. So if you can, Kelly, can we let Sorrel just give an update? I think that's kind of everything I wanted to cover, unless there's something else.
Sure, no, that's great. And is it okay if you would email me, or if you can email me, I can put all those posts as a file on our team page.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect, thank you.
you can unmute Sorrel.
Let's see if I can find her.
Stop share.
Let's see if Sorrel is on here. I see you, Sorrel, and I don't think you're muted.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I absolutely loved that whole concept. I invited a ton of people to it. Since I was new to it, I didn't really know what the reaction was going to be, but I had 18 people that were involved in that, which blew my mind. And I've reached out and touched base with all of them, and they all absolutely loved it. Several of them asked, when were we going to do it again, because they wanted to have friends of their own on there. It moved really, really quickly, but it like kind of kept you on the edge of your seat. Like everybody was waiting for the next like possible giveaway or the next, thing that they could be involved in. Tabitha she did an awesome job, but it was very, very useful. I'm like super pumped to get involved in the next one. But everything has just been a really, really good reaction from that. So kudos to Tabitha.
Oh, great. Thank you. So say again, you had 18 people on the call. From that, you got 2 ambassadors and how many customers?
I have four customers as of right now, and then I'm following up with at least 4 or 5 others that are planning to order this coming weekend. So I would say it was
that's
pretty
amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So
Well, that's great. Thank you, Sorrel.
You're
Barry, did you
welcome.
want to add anything? I know that you were participating in that as well. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you guys for being on here tonight. I will open it up over the next just a couple of minutes. If anybody wants to type any questions, then I can answer those. You can let me know if you have particular questions. I'm happy to answer them, either about the pajama party, Tabitha can answer that for you, or about the online party. Any questions? Someone asked if we can share the scripts, which we absolutely can. I'm going to upload those onto my Lexus or Bus page, and I will ask Melissa Martin if she can share that as well on her files. And then if you are on the call today and you're not on mine or Melissa Martin's team, if you want to reach out to me through private message, then I can see about maybe emailing that to you. Because just like Tabitha said, what I do love is that we are one Plexus, and then it's not about trying to outdo each other or see who can come up with some sneaky little plan to get ahead in Plexus. I mean, we all are brainstorming together, and I want us all to be as successful as possible, and that is how we can do it. So it seems like just from the feedback, everybody is loving the ideas of the parties. I would challenge you guys, if you are on this call and that you're on my team, over the next couple of days, go back through your list of prospects. Go back to the people that were maybe mildly interested and say to them through a private message, hey, could I entice you with some free Plexus products? Or, hey, would you like to be part of an online pajama party? And see what the response is. I mean, I know that Sorrel has probably invited people to come to in-person opportunity meetings before, and she's not had 18 guests at one. So for her friends, this was something that they thought was a pretty cool idea. And for Brandon to be able to reach out and ask some of his preferred customers, hey, do you want to earn some extra Plexus products? And then from that, it turned into somebody who became an ambassador. So that's an amazing way to do that. I can't even believe how many new Facebook friends I've gained from putting that together. Stacy mentioned that she got over 200 new Facebook friends. Think about how long it would take you if you were adding even just one friend a day. That's like almost a whole year's worth of adding people that she was able to do in 3 days. So pretty amazing. Thanks, guys, so much for getting on the call tonight. Again, we are recording, so I'm going to stop the recording now, and I will be posting this on my YouTube page. So if you're looking for that, it is at Plexy, Plexy, bar, BARRE, Babe, BABE. Thanks, guys, and have a good rest of your week.